Hey, my name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be playing with a new palette, and that is the Nomad Cosmetics America's Route 66 palette. The moment I saw this color story, as the story goes, I just had to get my hands on it. It was just so gorgeous and calling to me, and I really love to grab the new Nomad Cosmetics palettes whenever they come out, whenever I can, because I absolutely love the formula, adore the brand, and just I'm always here for it. So without further ado, if you want to see what look I create using this, keep on watching. Alright, so jumping in, we're going to jump in first with some information on the palette before we get into the look. So this is currently the most recent release from Nomad Cosmetics. They normally do a few releases throughout the year. And it is classified as an intense color palette. So I'm guessing there's certain colors that have pigments that can't necessarily be classified as like an eyeshadow palette. I don't think any of us are really new to that whole situation that just simply comes down to sometimes due to some ingredients they can't actually have it labeled as eye safe kind of thing. Do what you will with it. I use this these on my eyes and I'm not concerned. I personally have any issues, but you should always test out any kind of different formulas first on your skin before, just to make sure you're not going to have a reaction, especially if you're prone to sensitivity. But without further ado, this is currently still available. I'm not 100% sure what other retailers you can possibly get Nomad Cosmetics through. I know, being in Canada, I order directly from the website. I would absolutely be over the moon if one day Nomad Cosmetics becomes available at ifeelbeautiful.ca, because that has become one of my favorite ways to shop indie brands, being here in Canada. So fingers crossed one day they become one of the brands that are on there, but as of right now I shop directly through their website, and it retails for $49 USD, and it is currently still, like I said, still available. One nice thing with their releases is they don't tend to have that where it's so limited stock that it just sells out in the first hour or whatever. I find they're really good at maintaining a good level of supplies where they have it available and it's available normally for a while. They do eventually normally retire their palettes. I'm guessing once they've been out for a while and it's there's probably just not a lot of movement on stock in that, they normally retire them and they normally go on sale for that. So that's always another way to get your hands on their palettes. If for some reason just the original price is a bit above your price range, you can always keep an eye on it down the road, but we're talking a year or so, however long. But yeah, that is that. With the palette, a lot of times when you order, it comes with a little kind of postcard as their info card. So it says on here, destination iconic Route 66, Mother Road or Main Street America, whichever nickname you give it. America's Route 66 is more than just a highway. It's an iconic part of U.S. history that symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the American dream. This is the palette has 10 memorable mattes, 4 scenic shimmers, and 4 bright as neon sign sparkles. And also, I've mentioned it every time I talk about, especially when I'm talking about one of their new palettes, but one amazing thing about Nomad Cosmetics is they always have a cause with every release. So there's always a cause that they are supporting and giving some proceeds to help support. And I really love that they really bring, the sales aspect. It's not just about making money off of a palette, it's about giving back to these different communities and organizations and that. And I just think that's really amazing. I wish more brands would openly do that because I think it's just awesome. So the cause, we are so proud to support the Nature Conservancy and their work to maintain the health of the iconic prairies of the central U.S. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll have had I'll show you what the palette looks like. So here is the packaging. I'm gonna have to be careful when I open mine because I unfortunately have one, the shadow's still there, but it's definitely shattered. So here is the color story. This is the shade here that is just a bit crumbly. I've tried to kind of press it back in, but it's definitely still delicate. You'll be able to get like a better look at the whole color story with the swatches that I'll have put on screen. But yeah, I just think it's really beautiful. I just love the effort that they go into designing the palette packaging, you know, really diving deep into like the theme and the inspiration, and then also like their color stories are just always so inspiring. I just always am so just excited to dig in and to like see what I can create by putting different different color combos together. But enough rambling. I'm sure you want to see this palette in action, so I'm going to zoom you in and we'll get started. All right, I've been looking at this color story and trying to figure out where I want to dive into first. And I think I want to kind of like really explore like these like greens and stuff like that. And then also incorporate this gorgeous like orangey coral shimmer here, Modern Moss. I just think it looks really beautiful. Again, as I mentioned in like the intro part, one of the shades is a bit crumbly, so I'm being careful how much like I'm lifting up the palette. So I'm not gonna like lift up and show each shade. If I can, I'll have like a little pop-up on the screen with a picture of the shade, but I'll at least say what color it is, and you'll know what color I'm using, kind of thing. But I'm not gonna like hold up and show each shade as we go. So let's dig in first. I'm going to start placing down the deepest shade amongst the ones I'm looking at, which is Blue Whale. And I probably should make sure that my primer is all spread out. And then I'm going to start placing that on the inner and outer corner. Because you guessed it, we're doing a halo eye. Next, we're gonna jump into Scenic Byway and just start blending this out a bit. All right, and now to blend all that out, we're gonna go in with Main Street America. All right, I put on some NYX glitter glue. Now we're gonna see how well this works out. Like, I'm really intrigued by this color combo, but hopefully it all meshes well together. And so we're gonna go in with, what's it called? Monger Moss? It's just like this beautiful, like bright coral. Just looks really stunning. And we're gonna place that on like the outsides. Hopefully the shade actually pops without getting like really muddy with everything else, but it's half the fun with makeup is you just gotta like play around. Don't be afraid to like try different color combos. Try new things. I've discovered some of my favorite looks through just like trying different colors together. And then flipping the brush over, we're gonna go into Rest Haven, which is just this beautiful sparkly green, and place that in the middle. I'm just gonna have to kind of play around and finesse this a little bit so everything blends nicely. And go back in with a little bit of that blue whale shade. We're just gonna try to blend on the edges of this shimmer a little bit more. Alright, I put in some eyeliner. I'm just going to take a little bit of that blue whale shade and bring it along the lower lash. And take a little bit of that Scenic Byway, like the medium greeny tone. Just a tiny bit, just to blend the edges of that a bit more. And then, what one is it called? Gateway Arch. I think it's the lightest shimmer in here. I'm going to take a little bit of that on my pinky and just, oh, that's very sparkly. Love it. Just do that. All right, I'm gonna go do the finishing touches like mascara and that you don't need to see me put on, and then I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Be right back. All right, there we have it, the finished look. So my first time using Nomad Cosmetics America's Route 66 palette. We went for something a little wacky with the color story today. I don't know 100% yet if it worked out, but I don't know. I'm also kind of like digging it. Almost gives me sort of very like summer carnival vibes, which I'm not completely against. So anyways, it's all about playing, having fun, and just being creative, right? Yeah, so I really had fun playing with this. I can't wait to dig in with it more. I am starting to try to get in a habit of doing some more like just like little quick eyeshadow tutorial videos on my TikTok, and I also put them on my Instagram as well. So stay tuned. I will try to do some more looks on there with this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me play with this for the first time. If you're kind of still on the fence about whether or not you want to pick it up, hopefully this gave you a bit more insight as to what the palette's like, the color story, and all of that, and just gives you a bit more of an idea of whether or not you want it or not. If you like the video, I greatly appreciate if you give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe. Love to have you stick around for more content. And just make sure to check me out on my other socials, Spooky Mama Glam on Instagram and TikTok as well. But I'm going to leave that there, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye!